AI slop. You've seen it. Maybe you didn't have a word for it, but you felt it. And by it, I mean the eerily perfect thumbnail that feels like a dream you can't quite remember. The article that uses 1,000 words to say absolutely nothing. The YouTube video with a script so generic, so hollow, it feels like it was written by a committee of aliens who've only studied human emotions through Wikipedia. This isn't just bad content. We've had bad content since the first person uploaded a 240p video of their cat falling off a couch. This is different. This is industrial. It's AI slop, and it's flooding our digital world, turning the internet into a sea of algorithmic mediocrity. And the scary part? We're all just swimming in it. So let's define our enemy, AI slop. The term blew up in 2024, but the feeling's been brewing for years. It's that low-effort, mass-produced, fundamentally soulless content churned out by AI tools with minimal human input. It's basically the fast food of the digital realm. Cheap, addictive, and leaving you feeling empty afterwards. You know that feeling? You've just watched 2 hours of YouTube, and you can't remember a single thing you saw. That's the slop settling. Now, before we grab our pitchforks and march on the server farms of OpenAI, let's be real for a second. What if I told you that AI is not the villain here? It's a tool. Arguably the most powerful tool for creation and productivity we've ever been handed. It's helping scientists model climate change and artists visualize worlds they could only dream of. The problem isn't the chisel, it's what we're choosing to carve with it. And right now, a staggering number of people are using this laser-precise chisel to carve out an infinite number of beige bricks. Today, we're going on a tour of the slop fields. We'll see how it's hijacking our attention, poisoning our information ecosystem, and creating a weird, bland, and frankly, a little bit terrifying future for the internet. To understand the flood, you have to see how the dam broke. And honestly, it's a dam I remember pretty clearly. I'm not that old, but I'm just old enough to remember the pre-slop era. The struggle was real. Creating something like a decent video for a class project, a song for your band, or a detailed essay required a certain level of skill, time, and effort that actually hurt a little. I remember spending hours in the library, actually physically turning pages for a source, and then the sheer agony of trying to string together a thesis statement that didn't sound like complete garbage. Your brain felt like it was doing push-ups. It was a barrier to entry, sure, but it was also a quality filter. You had to care, at least a little, because the only alternative was an F. Then, almost overnight, the tools arrived. And that whole struggle, it became optional. ChatGPT that could write a 5,000-word essay on the history of concrete in 10 seconds. Midjourney that could conjure a photorealistic image of a cyberpunk samurai eating a bagel. Runway and Veo that could generate video clips from a single sentence. The barrier to creation didn't just lower, it vaporized. On one hand, this was a creative revolution. Suddenly, anyone with an idea could be a writer, an artist, or a filmmaker. The democratization of creation. It was beautiful, but it also opened the floodgates to something else. The industrialists. For every artist using AI to sketch out concepts, there were 100 content entrepreneurs seeing a gold rush. They realized that the algorithm, whether it's YouTube's, Amazon's, or Google's, doesn't care about the soul, it cares about engagement. It cares about volume. And if you could use AI to produce 100 videos, 1,000 blog posts, or 10,000 ebooks in the time it used to take to make one, you've just cracked the code. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to research. You just need a prompt. Write a 1,500-word blog post about keto diet tips. Generate a script for a 10-minute YouTube video explaining the Fermi paradox. Create 50 thumbnails for a video about the dark side of TikTok. The result? A tsunami of content that looks like the real thing, but on closer inspection is hollow. It's the informational equivalent of a cardboard cake. It looks delicious, but when you bite into it, You're just chewing on recycled cardboard, and we are eating it up. Nowhere is this more potent and more sinister than in the content designed for the most vulnerable brains, kids. Welcome to the brain rot economy. This is low-effort content engineered in a lab to hijack developing attention spans. Endless, looping videos, auto-generated, surreal animations, cheap dopamine hooks, stitched together from AI scripted nonsense. It's not meant to educate or even tell a story. It's meant to capture and hold, to keep those tiny thumbs scrolling. And the algorithms, blind to quality and hungry for watch time, reward it. They see high retention, they push the content. It doesn't matter if that retention is coming from a captivated mind or a hypnotized one. This is the first generation to be raised not by human creators telling dumb stories, but by an infinite, unfeeling content machine. And it freaks me out, because I think about what shaped my brain. For me, it was the chaotic, unscripted energy of early YouTube. It was someone ranting passionately at their webcam about a video game.
The dummy cunt! The dummy cunt! I'm so dummy!
It was a wildly over-the-top homemade skit, or a challenge video that was clearly a bad idea. It was messy, it was often stupid, but you could feel the person behind the camera. It was human. This new AI-generated brain rot, it's not dumb in a fun, this is so bad it's good way. It's dumb in a calculated, hollow way. It's frying a generation's neural pathways with this algorithmic slop. And we're just starting to see the consequences. So, what does this epidemic look like in the wild? Let's break it down. First, the bait. The YouTube thumbnail. And we have to talk about the elephant in the room. The entire wave of Mr. Beast copycats. Mr. Beast perfected a formula. The shocked face, the vibrant colors, the bold text. It works because there's a crazy, genuine premise behind it. But now, AI lets anyone strip mine that formula. We're seeing a wave of thumbnails that don't just imitate the style. They strip it of all meaning. The AI generates a face that's just a little too shocked, colors a little too saturated. It's like a robot studied human excitement and gave you a terrifying, hyperactive caricature. You don't click because you believe something insane actually happened. You click because your lizard brain is confused by the sheer polished emptiness of it. It's a trap for your eyeballs, built on the hollowed out corpse of a format that used to mean something. Then the meal, the ChatGPT video script. Listen to enough of these and you start to hear the patterns. The script will confidently state the obvious, then spend 5 minutes rephrasing it 3 different ways. It's a hallway of mirrors. All reflection, no substance. And God forbid you get a fact wrong. The AI, trained on the entire internet, often regurgitates its own errors with absolute, unshakable confidence. Let's not forget about books. Go to the Kindle store. It's a digital graveyard of AI-generated books. 200-page treatises on crypto wealth secrets, or the paleo mindset. They're priced at 99 cents, produced for pennies, and are completely unreadable. There's semantic pollution, clogging up the marketplace and making it harder for actual human authors to be seen. And finally, the foundation of the web itself. Search. Google's new AI overviews are the ultimate slop distribution system. It scrapes the web, often from those very AI-generated blog posts, and paraphrases the answer right at the top. You get the information without ever clicking the link. It's convenient, sure, but it's also starving the very websites that produce the original information. We're creating a feedback loop where AI summarizes AI-generated content, and the entire digital ecosystem begins to eat its own tail. The internet is literally starting to cannibalize itself. You might be thinking, so what? I can just ignore the bad stuff. But it's not that simple. This isn't just about clutter. This is a fundamental shift in the nature of the internet. First, there's information decay. The internet used to be a digital library, Now, it's becoming a landfill. As more AI is trained on AI-generated content, the data pool gets progressively more corrupted, more diluted. It's like a photocopy of a photocopy. The signal degrades, and we're left with a mush of half-truths and confident gibberish. The facts simply rot. Second, it's the devaluation of human creativity. When you can generate 1,000 images in an hour, what happens to the one illustrator who spent a week on a single beautiful piece? It gets buried, the market gets flooded, and our perception of value gets distorted. Why pay for a writer when an AI can give you a good enough blog post for $10 a month? We're teaching a generation that creation is a button you press, not a skill you hone, that the result is all that matters, not the messy, human, beautiful process of getting there.